Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, قُتِلَ أَصْحَابُ الْأُخْدُودِ. Curse on the people of Ukhdud. What did they do that Allah wa ta'ala is announcing a punishment of this group of people in the Quran? Before I answer that, I want to tell you a story. There was a king, and this king, he used to have a magician. This magician, he was growing old, and he told the king that he need a student to teach him the tricks. So king asked his people, his slave people, that find him a student. So they found a student for this king. They brought this student, and king gave this student to the magician. Now this student, every time he's on his way to the magician, he found a righteous person on the way. He started hanging out with this person. It will make him late to be with the magician. And every time he's late with the magician used to punish him. So he came back to this righteous person and he said, I like to sit with you, but every time I sit with you, I am late to go to magician. He said, give him an excuse. Every time you are late, tell him that your household, your family detained you, that's why you are late. And every time you are late to be home, tell them the magician detained you, but you must learn from me. Along the line, time is passing by. One day, this kid, he found a big beast, big animal on the street. The animal was so big that people cannot pass through anymore. So people are stuck on this side and people are stuck on this side. Now this kid, he says in his mind, this is my chance to know who is more beloved to Allah wa ta'ala. So he hold on to a stone and he make a supplication, make a dua. He said, Oh Allah, if the deeds of this righteous persons more dear to you than the deeds of magician, then with this stone kill this animal so people can pass through. So then he throw the stone, and Allah wa ta'ala killed that animal, and it made it clear for the people to go through again. So this kid, he comes back to the righteous person, he tells him the story, what happened, and this righteous person, this Rahab, he tell him that you have achieved a level. But I am worried for you. Allah is going to test you. He will put you in a trial. But when that time comes that Allah tests you, put you in a trial, do not reveal me. So the time passed by. One of the slave of the king, he became blind. Someone told him there is a kid who cures people. Now this kid, he used to make a supplication to Allah wa ta'ala to cure people, those who are blind. Any illness that people have, he used to make a supplication and he used to cure people. So this blind person, slave of a king, comes to this kid with so many gifts. He said, here, take all of these, cure my eyes. He said, I don't cure no one. It is my Rabb who cures people. If you affirm your shahada, if you say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, I will make a supplication for you and my Rabb will cure you. So this blind person, what else you want? You know, he said the shahada, he affirmed the shahada, and this kid makes a supplication, makes a dua to Allah wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, cure this person. Now this person gets his basira back. When he go back to the king, he asked his slave, he said, what happened? Who cured you? This slave, he said, my Rabb cured me. Now I have another Rabb other than myself. I'm the one feeding you, providing you, giving you. Now you're telling me you have another Rabb? He said, yes. My Rabb and your Rabb is Allah wa ta'ala. He started torturing this person. I want to know which person helped you. Then, at a point, he had to tell. He said, this kid, he helped me. He said, go pick up this kid, bring him over. His people went, they brought the kid over. He said, you cure him? He said, no, I didn't cure him. My Rabb cured him. I just make a supplication. They started torturing this kid. Then this kid has to reveal about his ustaz, a righteous person. So the king said, go pick up this righteous person. His people go and brought a righteous person in front of the king. He said, I'm giving you the opportunity that you change your religion. You submit to me. You say that the king is your Rabb, that Allah is not your Rabb. If you do not do that, I'm going to cut you from the middle. He said, there is no way I'm going to say anything other than my shahada. And this is what Muslims are. You can take our family, you can take our money, you can take our job, you can take our house. There is no way that a moment will say, okay, I change my religion. So the king made an order. He said, bring a saw, put it on his head, and cut him through. They cut that person and kill him. The second, the blind person who got killed, he said, we're going to ask you one time, you change your religion. You come back to me. I am your Rabb. If not, then we're going to slaughter you. We're going to kill you with the saw. He said, there is no way. I found the truth. I know that you're not the Rabb. Your Rabb and my Rabb is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said to cut this person too. They cut the person too. Now it's the turn of the kid. The kid, he said, I want to make an example for the rest to come. So he ordered his slaves. He said, take this kid to a mountain, ask him one very last time to change your religion. If he does not agree to change his religion, then push him through the hill. They took him to a mountain. On the way to the mountain, he made a supplication to his Rabb. He said, Ya Allah, protect me from these people. Now supplication is a tool. Supplication is a power. If we can't do nothing, the least we can do is to pray for the Palestinian people. The mountain started to shake, and every single one of them died except the kid. Now this kid came back to the king. King said, what happened to my people? He said, they all died. Allah, my Rabb, saved me from them. There's no way you can kill me until my Rabb decides to take my life. He said, oh yeah. He said, okay, we're going to use a different method now. He ordered more people from his slave. He said, take him on a boat to a sea, and in the middle of the sea, push him in the sea. But before you push him, ask him one more time if he wants to revert back to kufr. So they took him on a boat to a sea. When they reached in the middle of the sea, they said, this is your last chance. You want to leave your Rabb, you want to leave your religion, you want to leave your belief, then we will not push you, otherwise we will push you. This kid make a supplication to his Rabb, oh Allah, however you want to protect me from these people. Now as soon he makes a supplication, this ship turns upside down. Every single one of them died except this kid. He returns back to the king. Now this time he tells the king, he said, there's only one way you can take my life. If you tie me with the tree, and before you shoot the arrow, you say, with the permission of Allah, I am going to take the life of this kid. Other than that, you will not be able to kill me, because my Rabb, he's protecting me. He said, okay, if this is the case, then I want to invite all the community of this village. I want to invite every single one of them, and they will see your ending. Now this kid, he's smart, of course, wise. He's making a dawah and a point to king that he don't understand. So then they tie this kid to a tree, and before he leaves an arrow, they say, with the permission of his Rabb, we take his life. And then they shoot the arrow. This arrow kills the kid. But guess what happened? All those who were watching this kid dying, they said, then this king is not the Rabb. There is a Rabb above us. So they all said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. No, it was one person, then the two person, then three. Now he got the entire village, those who believe in Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, throughout the history, He uses different ways, different process, different people, different method to deliver his message. Now this king, he said to these people, this community, he said, you guys either come back to me again and believe that I am your Rabb, or I'm going to kill you all. They said, there is no way. We found the truth. Allah Ta'ala opened their heart. We're going to go back to you. So he ordered his people to dig a ditch, a huge ditch. An-nar zatil waqud, izhum alayha qu'ud. He said, dig a big ditch, put a fire inside the ditch, and we're going to burn every single one of these people inside the ditch. And this is what they did. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bringing this story in the Quran. Inna alladhina fatanul mu'minina wal mu'minat thumma lam yatubu falahum azabu jahannama wa lahum azabul harik. This happened back in the history. They tortured believing people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala announcing their punishment in the Quran.